Meet again, but let's start with the same question. What's your name and what are you doing here?
Hello again. Super happy to be with you again. It's always a pleasure. My name is Mohammed. Originally from Morocco, coming
I'm going
from
to put it.
Stockholm, and yeah, I work as a backend engineer in Spotify.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, sorry, I had to arrange the microphone a bit.
No worries.
Are you also a speaker?
Yes, I am.
And what's the talk you're bringing?
I'm going to talk about not the surprising topic, Java and machine learning. So basically, how we can use Java as a language to train our models and deploy machine learning applications using Java. So it's like end-to-end machine learning stack using complete Java.
Okay, but you're touching something different that we didn't mention yet.
Yeah.
Is training a model.
Yeah.
So what I've done as an experiment is use LangChain Foojay.
Yeah.
I fed it some JSON with some docs.
Yeah.
Was that training a model?
No, that's called the inference, like kind of. Oh, you said that you fit it with some data.
Some data. To
Exactly. So
search
that's
in.
RAG. That's like you're adding
Yeah.
some knowledge to
Yeah.
the Gen AI or LLM,
Yeah.
so it can use this as a knowledge base to retrieve some data.
But you're really talking about building a model.
Exactly. So I'm not talking about generative AI or LLMs or all the hypes around those new machine learning. Going a little bit in the basics to the basics. I'm talking about um, neural networks and traditional machine learning algorithms, and how we can use that to train, deploy, use machine learning models using Java. So I'm basically doing a comparison between three frameworks. One from Eclipse Foundation Deep Learning for Java, one from AWS Deep Learning or Java Deep Learning, and the third one from Oracle called, I forgot the name. Shame on me.
It's in your presentation.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's gonna be on the presentation. Tribio, that's the name. Tribio, Oracle Tribio.
And is one better than the other, or are they just different? Or
So that's basically what my talk is. It's different on what the use case is. Uh, I find Java deep learning from AWS to be the most beginner friendly and the most get it up and running quickly. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty useful, especially if you want to use it or directly using it to start experimenting with machine learning algorithms. They have what we call or predefined models that you can deploy out of the box. We call that model zoo, and they have a lot of abstractions, which make it a lot more easier to work with, more beginner friendly. If you want to have bigger toolbox and build your things your own and get it, you know what you're doing. So basically, you want to tweak and optimize and stuff like that. Deep Learning 4G is better than that. It's better in that case. So it has full-blown API that enable you to define every step in training your machine learning algorithm. Both Java Deep Learning and Deep Learning 4G specializes in neural networks. If you only need traditional machine learning and you are especially coming from an enterprise world, that's what Oracle Tribio excels at. It's have a lot of integration with text files, with databases. They built all those integration to make it easier to integrate in enterprise context. So it's basically that's what the TLDR of my talk. Each one is better depending on what you want to do with it, basically.
and why do you need to train your own model so that it can reason on your own database, for instance?
Exactly. Privacy. So you don't want to leak your data to the public, right? So with LLMs, you either do RAG and then fine tune the model within your data. So either you get open source one and fine tune it. So that's basically retraining and fine tuning, or you basically have a knowledge attached to your LLM, and there's a good public one, and that there is a risk of the data leaking somehow or anything. So you want to build a model that trained on your knowledge base and your constraints and your data, basically. So the model is aware of, learns about your constraints, your limitation, your business domain, or everything. So basically, the more data you have specialized on your domain, the better the model would be. But the challenge with that is you would need definitely to have a lot of data in order to have better model. So there's like a question of it's a trade-off as anything in software engineering.
It
So
depends.
exactly, it depends on what your use case.
But with what you're saying now, it is possible as a developer to just experiment with this and make some model by yourself. Just
Exactly. What I'm showing in my talk is I have a MacBook M1 machine. So I was able to reproduce. I'm not sure if you watched the TV show, the Silicon Valley.
yeah, I know it, but didn't see.
So
But
so basically it was a American TV show, and then they built a model back in the days, hot dog or not hot dog. So basically, you took a
yeah,
camera, you take a picture, and then it tells you if it's a hot dog or not. With deep learning 4G, I was able to build a model that was trained on some data on my machine and have like a decent percentage precision around to detecting if a picture is hot dog or not hot dog. So it's becoming now, with machines becoming more and more powerful, to train our model in our machine and experiment with machine learning algorithms, which is pretty good. With you mentioned LangChain 4G in the beginning, the open source community and the LLMs sphere is doing an amazing job making large language models running in our machines, in our laptops, which is great as well. So there's no excuse nowadays if you want to run machine learning. So it's the entry barrier, entry level is becoming really low.
and you can do it with Java.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's amazing. If you need traditional machine learning and neural networks, as I mentioned, deep learning 4G, Java deep learning, Oracle Tribio could be a good use case. If you want to just use LLMs, LangChain 4J is your go-to basically. So you can do everything with Java. So nothing, if you're a Java developer, nothing stopping you today from starting with your journey with machine learning.
Okay, what a nice conclusion. Thank you for being my guest. Have
Thank
fun
you
at the
for having me.
conference.
You too.
Okay.
Thank you.